Right. Good evening, one and all. Uh, Myself, Deepak, I'm the strategic head of Unified Communications at MirrorFly. And so now we're going to speak about low-code chat APIs and lean approach in 2023. And so let me just give you a brief introduction about our company, Qantas. So Qantas is a digital transformation company started in 2008. It's a 14 plus years rich uh, in knowledge of technology field. And we have about two flagship products. One is MirrorFly, which is a unified communication solution. And that covers chat and audio video call for the clients. And then we also have another product called vPlate, which is video on demand. And we are a company with 500 plus employees. So that's a brief introduction about our company. And so let me just quickly give you the agenda of this webinar. So in this webinar, we're going to discuss about how low code and it could benefit businesses and the developers. So that's going to be the high level overview or agenda for this webinar. Right. So, low code, bringing businesses and IT together. So, first, let us start with what is low code? So, low code is nothing but a software development approach that requires a little or no coding knowledge to build applications and processes. So, instead of using complex programming language, you can employ visual interfaces with basic logic and drag and drop capabilities in low-code development platform. And low-code development ecosystem is worth 14 billion today. And the global sales of low-code development are expected to reach US dollars 187 billion by 2032. So in next 10 years, the global growth rate would be like 30 percentage. And low code is a developer friendly technology which helps them to develop any API 10x faster across the industry. And the other stat which I wanted to give you is 53 percentage of businesses are already making most out of low code, whereas 47 percentage of the businesses are yet to use it. Right. So next, why low code? Right. So 80 percentage of tech products and services will be built by non-technical professionals using low code by 2024. And we have segregated what would be the challenges for business, technical people, and non-technical people without low code. Right. So let's start with business challenges. So excessive investment on custom development applications. So looking out for multiple custom developed apps and failing in to go-to-market strategy. And you will have rigid project timelines and development timelines. And this will also lead for not having a perfect product for a launch and no proper resource skill set to carry out the development activities. And there will be a very limited process of automation in the traditional method as well. But whereas when you use low code, all these things can be eliminated easily. And next, the technical challenges. So as a developer, we all know how difficult it is to do a prototyping and integrating using complex codes. Whereas low code will give you an assumption to all these challenges. So development process will be straightforward with low code. But whereas with traditional method, we have to go through loads of processes while developing a product using a complex code. So integration, complexities of building well-structured application will be a bigger question mark when we follow this traditional method. And lack of agility, legacy system, and security. So yeah, why do we need to stick with old traditional method when it is something time consuming, limitations, and scalability, and you will not have any future enhancements as well. So let's go with the new era of technology. And so the non-technical folks, so what they would be facing, so skill gap. So low code could avoid the technology gap between non-technical persons and the developers. And low code requires less documentation and maintenance since it's a drag and drop or just one click implementation. And low-code data integration platform presents a primarily graphical user interface, which means the infrastructure demands will not be there. But when we use traditional method, obviously we have to follow DevOps, CI/CDs, all those things is involved. But here, with usage of graphical user interface, you could just be able to uh, create infrastructures. Right. And so the next one. So what I'm going to talk here is how benefit is when you buy a chat API versus develop on your own. Right. So building a chat API from scratch, higher financial needs. So business would require high investment if they wanted to develop chat and call APIs from scratch. And superior feature requirement. So developing chat and call API from scratch might lead to missing some vital features since most of the developers will focus only on the core feature. And and the risk of go-to-market strategy will increase due to many iterations. And it is also a pretty much time-consuming one since it might take months or years to develop a reliable product with a team of experts. So buying a API, so what benefit they do have? When you buy a chat API, this will reduce the time to market with easy implementation and less resource requirement with all the features required for your business need. Since it is easy to build, you will have plug and play APIs which can be integrated into your existing apps. And feature is it's just supports core and advanced feature development with secure and compliance. So when we talk about security and compliance, so we can talk about the end-to-end encryption here, and we can talk about SRTP or ZRTP encryptions, signal encryptions. And when we talk about compliant, yeah, it includes GDPR, HIPAA, ISO, anything and everything. And also, but when you buy Chat API, it saves loads of time, effort, and cost, and will also increase your go-to-market strategy and agility. So, since you're going to use buy Chat API, obviously it will be highly extensible to retrofit your future updates as well. And 78% of recent survey respondents prefer chat APIs to fast lane their implementation. So MirrorFly low-code APIs have transformed the in-app chat implementation experience for 200 plus global clients across the platforms. In fact, over 59% of developers and 41% of non-technical folks have downloaded our easy to use APIs over last few months. Why? Okay, so the next we would have a poll question now. A poll will be popped up on your screen. You could just answer them. Right. So the poll question, what would be your go-to approach for building the required features on your applications? Build from scratch, integrate with low-code SDKs, or go for no-code SDKs? Please poll in your answers. Right. So let's get into the next thing. So benefits of this lean approach. So how you would be benefited by purchasing a chat or a call API. So what it does, it reduces your build time by 90%. And it will also be 10x faster than the traditional methods since you're going to have a plug and play method here. And it aids your development that increases your revenue by 58% with 2x jump in the app delivery time and also with very fewer backlogs. So say, for example, according to a stat, it would just be about 12% of backlog. So the next slide says about getting started with low code, a business roadmap. So how you can get started with this low code. So what you have to do first, gosh, development use case. So understand the unique business use case at play. So say for instance, a healthcare firm might require a future-rich solution that enhance real-time collaboration of doctors and patients. And then when it comes to enterprise businesses, developing fully functioning apps with in-app communication elevates engagement and sync amongst the team. In marketplace, business would require an app that caters to all unique feature that needs for them, which is like live chat, instant messaging, which could uh, integrate the buyers and the sellers for communication. An e-learning system, for instance, demands seamless communication features to improve the quality of education within the student and the tutor community. So the next step, align the technical challenges with goals. Now, with a clear use case in mind, identify what it takes to build a solution for your requirement in-house on all aspects. Consider the time, cost, feature, integration, security, and align them with the product goals and the timelines. And then you have to review the low-code tools. Identify the low-code solutions available in the market that best suits your business needs. Leverage the API integration, the power of API integrations on apps to develop feature pertinent to your exact use case without development hassles or complexities. So create applications faster and better with bare minimal coding effort using low code API for high growth impact across industries. Then, so future of app development. So low code in 2023 and beyond. What? So legacy systems are nothing but traditional methods, which is actually no longer relevant from 2023. And cross-platform development using a single code base like mobile apps, web apps, and connectivity apps. And low code will be faster than normal traditional method since this is completely drag and drop with thousands of predefined codes with one-click integration. And so 65% of the app development that happens globally will be using low code by 2024. And low code is going to be the future since 50% of the medium and large size companies will take this approach in the next 1 to 2 years. Right. So steps to do in-app chats with MirrorFly. Right. There are just 5 steps where you can be able to uh, include an in-app chat functionality into your existing application. So what you have to do, just log on to MirrorFly.com and then put some informations. Go to the next page where you can be able to download the prerequisites like APIs, SDK files, and then integrate the chat and calls with ease. And then amplify the brand engagement and retention with in-app communication, and deliver seamless messaging experience for your community at scale. Since MirrorFly is a highly scalable messaging solution where it is already tested with 5 million active users, you could be able to scale it at the maximum. Chats and calls. Right, so in-app chat is made very easy. As said earlier in my previous slides, right? So what you have to do as a developer, so you have to just, as a developer, what you have to just embed chat. So there are loads of feature when we talk about MirrorFly chat and calls. So let's talk about the chat features first. So you have the one-to-one chat, you have the group chats with file attachments where you can be able to add any type of files and with unlimited storages. You have the user. So yeah, so where I left, so in-app chat made easy. So developer-friendly API, embed chat, voice, and video across all tech stacks. So yeah, when we talk about chat, so MirrorFly has all the core chat features like one-to-one chat, group chat, and then file sharing options. You have the user presence. So whatever that you think of chat, you will be able to find, and you can be able to use it for your business use cases with MirrorFly. And audio video calls, yes, you have one-to-one audio video call, group audio video call, join via link. So all the options are available with MirrorFly in-app chat functionality. Then UI kit, so built-in UI kits for teams. So we have UI kits for all the tech stacks available with us. Analytics, this is something very, very important for business people. So what MirrorFly does in terms of analytics, so we let you know as a business owner, okay, who are all there on your platform, like how many users are present, and what are the chat transcripts happening at the back end. And then we also let you know what is call minutes, along with how many iOS users, how many Android users, and web users, which would be very, very useful for the business owners for marketing strategy. And then documentation. So we have a very simple and clear technical documentation for the developer community. So they can just refer our easy documentation and they can integrate in-app chat into their application very easily. Subscriptions. They manage your billing seamlessly. So we have payment gateway, which will allow you to make your subscriptions on your own without help of anyone. And then you can also be able to switch between plans at your convenience. Since with one click, you can be able to switch plans without any downtime or data loss. Say, for example, if you're in growth plan and down the line after 6 months, you wanted to switch to a premium plan, just by one click, you could be able to do that. So that's best part of MirrorFly. So you have all the chat functionalities, call functionalities, one-touch switch plan, and simple documentations, everything under one roof. That's MirrorFly for you all. Right. So I'm done with this. So if you have any questions, you can please ask. The chat box is open now. So we have a question from Yanto Hong. So we need voice call API. Yes, obviously, Yanto, what you could do is you could log on to our website, www.mirrorfly.com, and As said, you have to fill in a form. Just you will be having to fill your name and your email address, and then you have to go to the next page where you could be able to find the voice call APIs and SDKs. Hope that answers your question, Yanto. And we have another question from same Yanto. So can I integrate with our Flutter apps? Yes, you can do it. You can be able to integrate with your Flutter apps as well. And we have another question from Vishnupriya. Is it a paid service? Vishnupriya, we do have freemium as well as paid services. So you can choose which plan you would like to start with. And we have our sales team who could also be able to get in touch with you in order to talk about the paid services as well. And so we have another question. What makes big change in business with low code platform? So the big change would be non-technical professionals can also be able to code. So you can have a very minimal technical knowledge in order to build an app with low code. Right. So there is another question which popped up from Akshaya. What are some of the successful in-app messaging strategies of business? Yeah, what you can do is you can promote standout features and then select the right channel of messaging and onboarding new users, ask for user feedback, drive user referrals. So those are all something which could be a successful in-app messaging strategies. So we have something from Mike. How many days would you need a developer to integrate your ready MirrorFly SDK? So I would say it would just need 30 minutes, not more than that. So you would just require 30 minutes and you can integrate our in-app messaging APIs into your existing applications. And right. So question. So is TLTR registration necessary for SMS? Yes, of course, it is necessary. Registration process is necessary. That was a question from Vishnupriya again. Right. So we have a question from Brinda Lakshmi asking us how APIs works on low-code platform. Right. So low-code, the software development concept requires a minimum coding skills to create applications across platforms. And this modern aid accelerates development with built-in APIs, allowing developers to build solutions quite easily, Brinda Lakshmi. So hope I have answered your question. And so there is a question from Tyagarajan. So do you mean to say I don't need my developer's intervention for chat integration? I would say you might need them. Since it's a low code, it's not completely no code. So since it's a low code, you would need to have your developer intervention for the chat integration, Tyagarajan. And again, it's the same question from Vishnupriya. So I've already answered it. And so what type of authentications are supported for API integration? This is a question from Keshavulu. So it requires very minimal authentication like token authentication and basic authentication with ID and password and API keys. And so there's a question from Sumitra. So, what is so special about yours comparing to others in the market? So, that's a very good question. So, the special is something. Uh, first, it is just 30 minutes integration where you would all require is 30 minutes. Need not to spend uh, days to integrate this in-app chat into your application, and then you will get the support which is actually required while integrating the in-app chat into your application. We have 24/7 support, and we have freemium as well, where you can be able to test with n number of users as well. Again, Vishnupriya, the same question. So another question from Sadhana. So what is the difference between low code and no code? Right. So low code difference. That's a good question. So you can create complex apps with low code, but with no code, you can create only simple apps. Then it's a next gen rapid application development tool for professional developers, low coders, and no code would be like self service application for business users. And using low code, you can speed up your development activities, and no code would be ease of use. Yeah, these are all few differences between low code and no code, Sadhana. Can I access your SDK for free? Is there a free trial period to test? Yes, you do have. You do have a free trial period to test our SDK, and the trial period is actually 21 days. And so, can we know the free subscription days? So as said, 21 days, Vishnupriya. So, from Phil, hey Deepak, I'm from Saudi, and I'm eager to know whether will there be any restrictions to use your calling services in our country? Right. So, Phil, I would say there wouldn't be any restrictions to use in Saudi. But however, yeah, you can contact our sales team, and they'll be in a position to answer this question for sure. And for sure, there wouldn't be any restrictions. I must make a try of it. Sure, sure, Vishnupriya. You can try it out anytime. So another question. I don't have a development team. Will MirrorFly helps me with chat integration into my apps? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. So we have a dedicated support team who can be able to support during the complete integration process. So another question, how big is your team and your support plans? Right, so we have about 20 plus support team members who dedicatedly work for MirrorFly support alone, apart from our product and the services team. And support plans, yeah, unlike the other vendors in the market, we have a very minimal cost on the support plans. And this would, again, be applicable only after purchase, Tyagarajan, support plans. During the initial period of time, we have a dedicated team who would support you during the integration process. So any other questions? So thank you, Jagarajan. Obviously, yes, you can opt for MirrorFly. Right. So there is another question: is low code and no code the future? Right. So ex- right. So expediting app development, the low code way is the way forward for businesses. And also, who asked the question? So, Vigneshwar, according to the reports, the future is low code or no code, with an expected growth of 44% by anywhere between 2022 to 2024, with a valuation of 27 billion US dollars. What level of programming knowledge required for low code API from Komati? You could just require very minimal programming knowledge. That would be more than enough for low-code APIs, Gomati. Can we get a working considering? Yes. This is a question from Shankar. Can we get a working demo considering a case of for marketplace? Obviously, yes, Shankar, you can get one. And yeah, one more question: tips for successful low-code implementation. So it's this is again from Komati. Okay, so that's very simple. So understand your business use case and do a market research. Identify the low-code tools that suits your business requirements, and make a data privacy a priority. So yeah, those are all the tips for a successful low-code implementation. Komati. So, since there are no more questions from anybody, so let's wind up. So, thank you so much for joining this webinar. To know more about a product and industry updates, please follow our social networking handles. So, we are on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. So, any social media, you can search for MirrorFly. We will be available. So, do follow us for more updates. So, thank you, everyone, once again. You all have a nice evening ahead. Thanks. Bye.